guys. Wowhead just released the raid logs for 9.0.5 for the hunters. I'm just strictly talking about hunters right now, not the warriors. But Blizzard just released the hunters raid logs. Well, they released everyone's classes damage overall in the 9.0.5, and the raid logs for the hunters. Oh man, where do I start? Where do I start, man? All three hunter specs are in the bottom. I'm talking about the bottom. Like we're in the man, it's not a pretty sight. If you see here, I'm zooming in right now on my screen. You see marksman. You see marksman, beast mastery, and survival. It's real. It's like it's not funny in a way, but it's like fucked up how Blizzard fixed a supposedly bug on wild spears and a marksman marksman's hunter's move set, and they fixed that bug. And it's tough. It's tough, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The marksman hunters fell 14 DPS spots down. Like they went down. They were like top 5 in the last logs before 9.0.5 came out, and now they're just at the bottom tier, man. Bottom tier with the beast mastery hunters and the survivals. Now the question is, will they have a spot in raids and Mythic Plus? To be honest with you, man, I don't know. It depends who you're asking. Um, I was watching this guy's stream who's a hardcore raider. He's trying to compete for Hall of Fame, Mythic Mythic rating, and he straight up said he doesn't know if marksman hunters are gonna have a spot in the world first. They don't have a spot right now, as it seems as of today. That gets switched in 9.1. Don't do not get what I'm saying is do not confuse my words in saying, oh, marksman hunters do not have a spot, or hunters in general have a spot in raids. That is completely false. Every class has a spot in raids and Mythic Plus in any content that any class does. But this man is a Mythic Raider, hardcore, trying to get into the Hall of Fame 100, potentially wants to do world first, and he doesn't think hunters in general have a spot in raids as of today. Well, I don't believe that's true. Like I said before, I think every class has a spot in raids so far. It just depends on who's playing that class and who's playing in general. If the person you got, I'm definitely, as you guys see in my past videos, bring the player, not the class. I've seen some bad players play with bad classes. They're the classes that's supposed to be really, really good, but they will always get chosen first. The bad players with the goated meta class over the player that's playing with the bad spec that is not doing so good in this season, good player. So as you guys can see, marksman is at the bottom right now. Beast mastery is right there behind them. Arms warriors, rogues, sub rogues, and survival hunters. Now, will it change in 9.1 is the question. I don't know. To be honest with you, Blizzard's been quiet, real quiet about the release date of 9.1, and it hasn't even hit the PTR servers right now. And it's not. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hunters right now, if you, to be honest with you, if you're a marksman hunter that was forced to play marksman because beast mastery is not good anymore, you might as well just go back to beast mastery, honestly, or you go to survival if that was your spec that you're playing. Because if a raid lead sees this log, you might as well just show him like, look, you forced me to play marksman, and beast mastery's right behind there, right behind. So I might as well play this pack that I have the most fun with. To be honest with you, why not? And if a raid lead, and this is where it's gonna hurt the most. Teams that are trying to get cutting edge, trying to get 10 out of 10, they're gonna see this and they're gonna bench all hunters in general, and that shit's gonna suck, man. That's gonna suck so bad, dude. And I feel for the marksman hunter. I'm not one of those hunters, the beast mastery hunters, or those people in general that like to see someone doing well fall, like the crab bucket effect. I don't want to see someone go from the top and I praying for their downfall. I don't. That's not. That's jealousy. That's petty. Like that's like no. Like this is just a video game. At the end of the day, you don't. I root for all specs, all classes to do well. I root for all players to have fun in the game. But when they see this, when the raid leads see this, that's trying to get 10 out of 10, the raid lead or the raid guild, they're trying to get cutting edge, or the pugs, the Mythic Plus pugs that see this and they're like, oh, marksman's not as good anymore, or oh, he's a marksman hunter, they're at the bottom tier, don't bring him, or beast mastery, or survival. They're gonna see this and they're not gonna bring hunters in general. There's gonna be some that's not gonna bring hunters in general in their mythic pluses, and it goes back to they're gonna bring the bad players. There's gonna be some bad players that are playing goaded meta classes instead of the good beast mastery, marksman hunter, and survival hunters. That's and those type of players are gonna be out there because they want the best chance to time their key, and I feel them. I honestly feel them. I see where they're coming from. I'm not mad at them for it. I'm not gonna be whispering them like you're not gonna bring me in because my class got nerfed. No, I'm gonna queue up for the next Mythic Plus group and see if they bring me in or run with my guild. Just run with my guild. To be honest with you, and it'll be so much easier just doing that. But there's gonna be some smart people that are gonna like, oh, there's this guy's good. He knows his class. Why not bring him still? Why not bring him still? Or they're gonna see the Raider IO and like, okay, why not bring him? Why not bring him? He knows what he's doing. He timed this many keys. Why not just bring him? You feel me? So to be honest with you, I just saw the hunters Discord. There's gonna be some hunters that's gonna leave, take a break, this, that, and the other. And to be honest with you, man, it's their choice. But I just feel for the people that are just trying to get cutting edge right now as marksmen that are probably gonna get benched because raid leads are gonna see this. Raid leads, raid guilds see this sometimes. They get they question like, should I bring him in or bring her in, this, that, and the other. Nah, not a fan of that shit, man. Not a fan. And to be honest with you, man, it's gonna be tough out there for a minute. It's gonna be tough. And as you see, I'm scrolling down right now, and Blizzard pretty much confirms. Hold on, let me go ahead and let me see if you guys can actually see this. Okay, you guys can see this a little bit. Um, it pretty much shows right here that Blizzard fixed the bug for the marksman's wild spirit and the legendary, and it still shows that Night Fae is still the best in raids. But I don't know, man. It is this article is kind of what you're gonna choose, this, that, and the other. But at the bottom, though, the bottom is what it still pops out to me to let you guys know that Marksman is still the best, even though it's the bottom tier. It says Marksman is still the top hunter spec, but Beast Mastery and Survival are fairly close in their respective niche. Beast Mastery for single target and Survival for AoE. That said, all three hunter spots are now in the lower half of the log statistic. Let's hope for some compensation in the near future. So hopefully in 9.1, hopefully in 9.1, Blizzard does buff Beast Mastery, Marksman, and Survival. Oh, and shout out to Survival Hunters, man. I feel for you guys. I genuinely feel for Survival Hunters. I just ran a key on my warrior with a Survival Hunter just the other day, and this Survival Hunter was kicking ass, dude. Like, shout out to Survival Hunters. Those guys been the butt ends of most people's jokes. They get constantly made fun of. Blizzard fucks up their class so many times, this, that, and the other. Every single, like, they don't get any respect. Like, they're always in the bottom tier. See, that's one thing about Survival Hunters. They're the most patient people that I've ever met. Let's keep it a stack. Let's be real. Those guys don't ever complain about their classes. And Blizzard doesn't do anything about it. Just we just gotta keep it. We just gotta keep it 100% real with you guys. Like Survival Hunters, Survival Hunter needs an expansion. They need a tier. They need a season where they're just top damage. Because I rarely, never see a Survival Hunter in anything. And if they get invited to anything, they usually get kicked out for for some reason. They usually get kicked out. And Survival Hunters are really good in Mythic pluses, but Blizzard refuses to Blizzard refuses to buff them. They refuse to buff them or this, that, and the other. So it goes back to my point that those classes that are always doing good, they complain and they beg for nerfs, but survival hunters just sit there calmly at the bottom of the tier. Oh, let a class get nerfed 9.1. You're gonna see it in the comment sections. You're gonna see it in the Wowhead comment section. You're gonna see it in the forums. You're gonna see it in the YouTube comments. Buff my class. Buff my class. It's not fair. And you see survival hunter in the bottom just looking from the bottom up like, man, must be nice to even have a recognition, just to have a buff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that is a topic for another day. Shout out to survival hunters. I just did a key with a survival hunter yesterday, the other day. They kick ass, man. They fucking kick ass. They do well. Like, bring the player, not the class. And to end this, to end this video, yes, we're in the bottom three of we're in the bottom five, bottom six of 9.0.5. It sucks. Marksman didn't even have a whole season to, be at the top. They didn't have a whole season to be at the top of the charts. They slowly kept getting nerfed, slowly kept getting niche, and then that one hit KO just knocked them out. So unlike Beastmaster at the end of BFA, Beastmaster was fucking broken, dude. Holy sh! I miss that. I miss those corruption BFA days. But that's neither here or there, though. All I'm saying is, yes, hunters have a spot in raid, raid tiers, raid groups, but there's gonna be some people out there, some raid guilds, some raid leads, some mythic plus pugs. They're not gonna bring the player because they just saw the news and they're not gonna bring the class. That's just what it is. That's just the bottom line. And hopefully in 9.1 we see a change, Usually in Blizzard's history, usually people at the bottom except survival hunters, from what I've seen in the past. Usually people at the bottom or the middle pack usually go from there to the top every season. From my experience of playing this game, every season. But like I said though, if you're a hunter, don't get discouraged. You might get benched here or there for for a boss, this, that, and the other. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been benched before I killed Lady and Nerf. I got benched before they first killed the boss, and then I got back into the group and we killed the boss again. It's not the end of the world that you get benched, this, that, and the other. But just know, just be prepared. That shit is coming. If if you're going for cutting edge or a mythic plus, you might get benched or declined in the groups. I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys, man. It's gonna happen, but that's neither here or there. Just keep playing the game, keep doing your thing. It happens to the best of us, man. Everyone's been benched before. Everyone's been declined before, so it happens. So just make sure you keep doing your thing and just hang in there, man. And just hope and pray that your class, us hunters, just we just gotta hope for the best.